Rick.
The public hearing, are you planning to speak to?
All right, good evening, everyone. 6:30, rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have two public hearings tonight. The first one is going to be on local law number 2, amending section 535 of the city code, mountain conservation and waterfront mixed use. Make a motion for motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? We'll circle back. All right, roll call.
Jason Vicarello, First Ward Council, present.
Colin O'Connell, First Ward Council, present.
Misty Fuller, Second Ward Council, present.
Maria Mann, Second Ward Council, present.
Michael Hockenberry, Councilman at Large, present.
Dominic Sicolis, Mayor present.
Jeffrey Rhodes, Third Ward Council, present.
Gerald Oney, Third Ward Councilman, present.
Jacqueline Dennison, Fourth Ward Council, present.
Stan Sable, Fourth Ward Councilman, present.
William Frank, Corporation Council, present. Close the public hearing after it's finished.
What's that? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right, make a motion that we close the public hearing.
Pass the law and see if anyone from the public has anything to say, if anyone from the council has anything to say.
Councilman Vicarello?
Local law number 2 is basically to amend the Mountain Conservation District and the Waterfront Mixed Use District. Basically changes the zoning criteria for those units and the kinds of dwellings which are permitted. It allows single-family homes in the Mountain District as well as the waterfront, and sets a lot limit minimum size for the Mountain District.
If I may, Mr. Mayor.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay, just so, the law's been back and forth through code committee, there are also amendments, accompanying amendments to the bulk table for both zones, for the waterfront mixed use and for the mountain conservation. They've been vetted through the code committee. There's been considerable participation from the building department. They've reviewed this latest version. Lori Powery and David worked closely with the code committee and with the changes to the bulk table. They've been circulated to everyone. Excuse me. Environmental assessment form to the council, and it's also been circulated. The common council looked out the notice of intent back some time ago. We received no objections from any interested agencies that it was mailed out to, and I think we got one consent from the city planning board, right?
Yes.
They have no objection to the city being lead agency. The statement that's been circulated shows that there's no adverse environmental impacts associated with the amendments to the city code. There are more just changing some of the uses which have no adverse environmental impacts, no impacts to traffic, no impacts to any wetland areas, things of that nature. So I just wanted to put that on the record. Thank you.
Any further
Oh,
discussion?
I'm sorry, we also received and they, with no countywide impacts. Thank you.
Any discussion from the council? Anyone from the public wishing to speak on tonight's local law? Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Make that motion.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Our second public hearing tonight is a hardship application for Greenport Smoke Shop. For a motion to open the public hearing.
Motion. I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Anybody in the public who wish to speak about tonight's application?
Myself, I'm an attorney here in Port Jervis.
Before Mr. Lazaro starts, we'll note that the applicant paid the fee pursuant to the city's local law and in accordance with the local law. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank you folks for coming out tonight for this. I'm sure there are things you'd like you can do as well, and thank you for being here. My clients started this project nearly a year ago. They bought the building up on 185 High Street. The gentleman here, a tobacco store, smoke shop. The issue concerning stores that want to sell legalized marijuana in Port Jervis, I know you already have one, but that was never their intention. In fact, the owner, he'll tell you himself that he would prohibit that. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He simply is going to open what's known as a tobacco smoke shop. They sell lots of cigarettes and various items that people buy at smoke shops, whether they're various devices that you smoke tobacco in. A lot of it is, I guess, European or Middle Eastern, those kinds of devices. We've got an inventory, and they were ready to open up back in June, and the moratorium was passed, and that was the end of that. So now here we are now into the second one. Fears you might have about my demean, I certainly would encourage you to ask me. I'll have, well, he's a very good speaker and a very informed fellow, and I think he could answer any question. Are there any questions? Anybody have any questions about what my clients want to do with the store and what their intentions are?
So just to clarify, they are interested in tobacco, cannabinoid, and hemp products?
The cannabinoid, I'm not even sure that they're really going to go forward with that. That's the CBD. There's no THC in that. There's no intoxicant in that. Okay. He does have a license for that.
Yes.
I don't think that's a major part of what he wants to do there. I think it's mostly like a convenience store, lots of snacks and things, cigarettes, tobacco products, and different devices. He's operated those stores in the past. He's got experience. He has a store in Newburgh. He wanted to go to a nicer place and open up a store in the city a little bit more than where he is right now. So that's what he wants to do. I mean, I'd be glad to have him come up and talk to you, and you can ask him any questions you want, or so you can find out. I mean, are there any do you have concerns about what the store is? Do you think it's going to bring something to Port Jervis, a bad element? They don't want a bad element here. That's not what they want in their store at all. Zero. They want regular people who just go to stores to buy certain things, but not drugs, not intoxicants. That's not what it's about at all. Unfortunately, the moratorium is, I understand why, because that's part of, what the sort of the business is that's bringing in, the legalized marijuana. And, yeah.
Is he going to be selling CBD or no?
No.
You didn't answer that question.
I don't believe so. I think he's got the license.
Isn't that what you
I want to know
applied
yes
for?
or no. I don't believe so. I want to know yes or no.
It went through the planning board, and that was part of the plan that you had with the planning board. The moratorium is because of CBD, and I'm told so that they can come and do a hardship for CBD. We're trying to make a good decision for both the community and the business people on CBD, so that's why the moratorium is there. If you were just doing a smoke shop, part of it is what I have a problem with, because it's just going to open up the door. You won't do CBD. I think you might stand a better chance here.
You willing to do that,
I
guys?
have some other
Are you willing to do
questions
that?
before we get there.
When I give him the list to open a store, I agree for a smoke shop, but he knows that I'm a religious person. I don't want him to sell anything against the religions or the law. CBD, he told me, is legal, but
Sir,
after
can you-
we will find
sorry,
out.
Can you go up to the
Yeah,
microphone
sure.
and
Why don't
say
you
your
introduce
name,
yourself to?
Just state your name, please.
please? Thank
My
you.
name is Abdul Harbi. Thank you, Mr. Mayor,
Who
for
are
bringing
you?
this
What-
over. I'm the owner of the property. I want to thank the mayor for bringing this out after we talk on the phone. I gave him a list to open a smoke shop. He's in a bad neighborhood in Newburgh, William Street, very dangerous place. So I asked him if you want to move here, it's much better than Newburgh. He said he want to open a smoke shop. I told him to open a smoke shop, but there's no drugs, anything that is against the law or religions. And he was saying applying for the license to sell CBD, and he told me it's legal. I said, well, I don't even know what CBD means. Up to today, I don't know what that means. So the building department, I told the lawyer a few months ago, I said, if that is the building department or the city of project doesn't want CBD or anything, we'll move that out. We don't want to sell it in the store. So if you want him to do a paper and sign it that he's not willing to sell CBD, I think you have to do that.
Yeah, he's willing to do that, no CBD. No CBD. No, Mr. President.
Well, does anyone else on the council want to ask these folks any questions?
And if you want it in writing, we put it in writing.
Right.
That we, no.
Yeah, I would like it so that we have something to hang on to.
I'd like to refer back to Mr. Franklin and see what he has to say on this.
The moratorium, does anybody else have anything right now? The moratorium, and thank you for coming, and I appreciate what you're saying, and I know Mr. Lazaroff, and I respect everything you're saying. The moratorium is on all smoke shops right now, and the purpose of the hardship application is to show what the hardships are under the law. Before we get to that, I have a couple of questions I just want to clarify from the papers that you put in. I apologize, I have to wear this mask. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, there was a deed, you bought your Al Harvey Holdings, that's you?
It's actually the president is my son, yes.
What?
The president of the corporation is my son.
Okay, but it's Al Harvey Holdings LLC that owns the property, right?
Yes.
And you bought the property in October of 2027 from...
22.
I'm sorry, my apologies, 22.
Yeah.
From LMB Star LLC.
Right.
Now, your application, the second page of your application says that, or the Greenport Smoke Shops application, your tenant, says they're paying rent to the owner of the property, LMB Star. Is that incorrect in your papers?
There's something wrong.
You wanna see this? Here's your application.
LMB Star.
LMB Star is the former owner of the property, bought the property in
I don't know.
22.
I don't know who did that.
Yeah. What you got here is contractual lease obligation to continue paying $3,000 rent to owner of property, LMB Star.
Maybe someone else made a mistake.
That could be my mistake.
That might be a
Okay.
mistake. But the lease doesn't say that.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong deed. Okay.
Okay, the deed is from LMB to Al Harvey
Yeah,
Holdings.
that's probably my typo.
Okay, so that's a typo in the application?
Yeah.
Okay, is there a written lease between Al Harvey and Greenport Smoke Shop?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any,
There is two lease, one for $800, I believe, for the studio apartment in the back, and $2,200 for the front store.
Well, this says you're paying $3,000 a month.
Exactly, for
sewer.
both.
Is that also incorrect?
It's for both.
So for both, it's 3,000.
But, I'm sorry, you said a minute ago there was an apartment in the back?
Yeah, for him, for the same person.
You own
On the front, is his front store. In the back, it's still your apartment.
Okay.
It's anticipated that when he runs the store, whoever is running the store for him or if he's running it is going to be living in the apartment. That was the idea.
And that's part of the planning board application too?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Does the planning board application specify the apartment in the back?
Yeah, they did mention an apartment in the back. I don't know where that went, but that was mentioned.
That's an existing apartment, correct? There's no problem.
What?
That's an existing apartment. It's not.
Okay. Is there any common ownership between Greenport and Al Harvey?
Between who? Actually, we relative, yes.
What?
We relative. Talking about the.
Your relative?
Yes.
Nephew.
Okay. Because,
There's no financial connection.
no, but somewhere in here, trying to find it, there was a spot in the application where it said, an independent third party is, yes, here it is. $3,000 per month rent to the owner of the property, a completely independent third party.
That's correct. His company's the third party.
I understand,
Okay.
but I'm asking if there, and you folks are related, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm.
It's actually $2,200 a month.
It's 2,200 and it's
For the business premise, just for the business premise.
not
Well,
completely independent.
but truly, the apartment and the store space are going to go together. That's why it's
I got it.
so that's what the idea is. That's what the
I got it. I got it. Okay, I don't have any other questions at the moment, Mr. Mayor.
And the hardship is that these gentlemen have been invested in this project for over a year, and a lot of money's tied up. You've got all the taxes have to be paid, all the maintenance, heating, and insurance, and all those expenses continue.
Next I do some work and I get a permit to do some work in the basement.
What's the front of the store going to look like? What is it going to sell? What's it going to advertise? What are people going to know this store about?
I believe you're gonna have a sign tobacco store and convenience.
Okay.
That's what it's gonna.
No CBD, right?
No CBD.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Do you rent or no?
Actually, we sent him a letter to pay the rent a couple of months ago, but yeah, we haven't got anything from him.
So he's not paying the rent?
No.
He understands he's obligated, and I told him, because of the issue with the permit and the moratorium, that hasn't pressed him on it. But it is hard.
Any further?
Not in the application.
Yes. All right, so the board has, the council, is there anything else you want to tell
Any
the
other
council?
concerns, any fears or anything that you'd like to, put on the table? Let's address it.
I think there's an understanding of what you want to do with the
Good.
store. I think everyone gets that.
Great.
The question is, does the petition and what the council has heard tonight, what they're going to have to decide, and they'll deliberate on that, is whether this presentation and the petition meets the threshold to qualify for the hardship from the moratorium, that's all.
Well, I understand the other side of this, other people are waiting for this decision because they want to go into the CBD business apparently. Well, that's not gonna happen. We're not interested in that. I don't know what further hardship there could be other than the fact that they've got a store they bought, it's costing them, and there's no anticipated harm to the community for what they want to do here. It's just a store that you find in many, many places, and their clientele are not going to be the type of people that we would want coming for business or stopping.
Understood.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Good.
For purposes of the record, so do you want to just put on the record a couple of clarifications? Number one, Al Harvey owns the property, not LM
Yes, that's true.
Okay, that's number one. Number two, the store portion is 2,200, and the apartment is, there is a relationship, a familial relationship between the owner of Al Harvey and the owner of Greenport Smoke Shop.
Is it? Yeah, it's enough human.
And finally, at present, rent hasn't been paid, but a demand has been made for the rent.
Absolutely.
Okay, so those four things you'd like to clarify and amend the petition orally?
Sure.
Okay.
And absolutely no CBD.
No CBD.
I'd just like to say that I'm very happy that you'd rather be here than Newburgh. Because we welcome it, and I have fond memories of smoke shops. We had Manny's, we had Davis. My only concern, the CBD thing, if you don't want to sell.
The marijuana dispensaries, cannabis, and tobacco. That is the moratorium that the previous council put in place. So even a tobacco store would not be allowed to move forward until the moratorium is done.
I get that.
You're right.
Okay,
You're right.
thank you. I just
I mean to say that whole thing was swept up together. It wouldn't have happened unless there was pot had been legalized and people were trying to open up stores. I don't think it would be discriminatory.
Any further? All right, motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make the motion.
Nope.
Signed up?
Go ahead, Wayne.
anybody else?
Any further from the public?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you comment on your presentation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wayne Kidney, West End, Port Jervis.
First one.
Good evening. I'm not here for any other reason than to be at this council meeting, and hearing this, I had to speak. Number one, with regard to this matter, they had a planning board approval? Yes?
Yeah. Well, it was.
They had an application, it was set for public hearing, but then the moratorium had gone into effect.
Okay,
So
so,
they never had the public hearing.
so they don't have
We didn't
a
have
site
three
plan?
public hearing. We went through three public hearings.
It was your
We
approval.
supposed to get the.
It did not get approval.
Okay, there's no approval?
It was not approved.
Okay, so what I was gonna say, if there's an approval, you guys should be versed in that before you even talk to them about this hardship, number one.
They presented 3 times to the planning board and the zoning board, not to us.
I
Not to the
understand,
public
but
hearing.
if there's an approval,
But,
and
sir,
you're making
There was
some
not.
kind of a decision
There was not.
without it,
you're correct, sir, you're correct, but the point here is, the moratorium exempts projects that already have their
Actually,
approvals.
they stopped us,
So
they
if
said
they
there's no
didn't get an
vote coming.
approval, that's why
They
they're
stopped it.
from the planning board. If they had already gotten the planning board approval, they're in.
yeah,
But because that would have happened before the moratorium.
okay.
Alright, so.
That wasn't made clear, that's why I'm standing
Okay,
up.
you're correct.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you're correct.
Okay, and the other thing is, when I was building official for nearly 30 years here, when we had a situation like a business coming into town that we knew nothing about, the council would send me to the other location to see how they operate, how they are with the other municipality, and so on and so forth. That's a really good practice. So, I would say, if anything, if they have another location that's open in the state of New York, you should go visit it. Somebody should, and come back and give you information about how they operate where they are now. Correct?
So Wayne, we did that with the,
Sorry.
Soda Redemption, whatever that is, on Canal Street. We went to see it because we didn't know what the operation was. We didn't know how they operated. In this particular case, it's a smoke shop. They sell cigarettes. It's not like where you take in cans and you hope that it's clean and you hope that it's not cluttered. So that's why we went to the can operation, to make sure that it was a clean operation, that it was not cluttered, that it was organized, which it was. In this particular case, it's not like that. The issue here is, in my opinion, it's CBD, and it's whether or not we want to allow them with it, because I don't want to discourage businesses from coming to Port Jervis and competing with other businesses. would really do anything in my own mind.
It would for a code enforcement officer, I'll tell you. I would certainly want to know if they've been cited for things before in the other municipality and what it was for. But that's not why I'm standing up. I just wanted to mention that to you. And you're talking about something I don't even know anything about, these cans, whatever you're talking about.
I'll take you for a ride, I'll show you.
But anyway, this has happened in the past, and that's what's done. Normally, when it's a hardship application, it goes through the zoning board. I was surprised to hear the word hardship application to the council.
Moratorium hardships come to the common council.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Different type of hardship.
One second. I could bring, the fellow who's going to actually run the shop, he doesn't want to speak in public. He doesn't enjoy it at all. In fact, he'd rather do anything. Well, he could introduce himself. He could tell you who he is, just so you know. Come on up, just say a couple of words. So, tell me your name and,
Hi, my name is Akil Nagy.
where do you live now? You married, have kids?
Yeah, I got 6 kids. I'm married.
Where do you live?
I had a business in Newport, but like he told me, it's in William Street. It's beer and wine and deli. But right here is different. It's one of the little small shop. It's like convenience.
What's going to happen with your family? Are they're going to move?
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
They're coming here?
But
Okay, you want him to come to he wants to raise his family, which is, that's part of what we're looking at.
and in 1 year, man, he's asking me for rent. I spent a lot of money. You know, it's really asking him, no, I didn't get it.
So I think he's trying to do the right thing.
I just come here, pay bills, and come back. That's it. I didn't.
All right. So,
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public wishing to speak? Hearing none, motion to close.
Motion.
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
All's opposed? Motion carries. Public comment, 5-minute limit per person. Seeing none? Motion to enter into the executive session.
Motion. To
To discuss personnel and 2 items of contractual.
I'll second.
All's in favor? Aye. All's opposed? Motion carries.
Question, was there another public hearing?
What?
missed it.
Was there another one?
We're not through with the first one.
Okay.
There was There was 2.
Okay.
One was the
District.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, thank you. I was here for that.
Well, you're welcome for the second.
That's why I'll talk to you.
Thanks, man.
Try.
Yeah, I forget things like that, you know, whether before or after, you know, I try to take a guess.
It's still on, I just gotta shut this off.
Yeah.
Just wanna let you know, that's all.
Oh, okay.
All I gotta do is figure
All
out
right,
how.
take care. Good one. Take care.
Come on.
Laura, March 6th.